Hey chums, I thought I'd show you a quick video. God, I'm so half asleep. I hadn't realized I started talking. It's really fucking early in the morning. I'm a croaky motherfucker in the morning. Um, I've got my lap song. I've got my lap sang Susong again though, so that'll get me all perked up in no time. So this is the sniper range in hot dogs, horseshoes, and hand grenades. I only discovered this last night. I mean, I knew it was in the game. I hadn't played with it till last night, and it's so much fun. So I thought I'd do just like a really short vid, just before I head off to work to show you well, what happens. So as you can see, we're in a very, very long range, much longer than the kind of the standard pistol and rifle one I was in before. And in front of us, we have well, we got a couple of weapons. But first of all, here we got this guy, which is the Barrett M107, I think. Um, Basically, like a 50 cal anti-material sniper rifle designed for primarily taking out, I guess, like tanks and aircraft and stuff. But you know, for whatever purposes it needs to be for. But for our purposes, we're going to shoot some watermelons, um, which should be great. So I have. Let me try and describe this. I have in my office right now, like my little sensors that detect the Oculus. They're facing me. Um, if you have, you can do like a slightly better setup, I think. If you have one in front of you and one kind of behind you pointing down, it's called like a full room setup or something like that, which I think I might do at some point. It would just be kind of uglier, you know, it'd have more wires trailing about and stuff, and it works perfectly fine the way it is. The only thing that it doesn't do is detect if I'm way down low on the ground. So if I kneel down, it should be fine. My only regret is like I can't lie down, because what would be so cool with a weapon like this, I think, would be to like actually go prone right on the floor and be able to use it. But you know, it's pretty cool because I've got like a pillow on the ground, and I'm kneeling down on it. And I kind of, yeah, I feel like a like a sniper in a sniper nest. Um, although you know, like a sniper in a sniper nest who is in his dressing gown and you know, has to get a bus in a minute and is sipping some Ponzi Chinese tea. But hey, you know, that's my kind of sniper, comfortable sniper. That would be that would be there was the Clint Eastwood American Sniper movie. Mine would be comfortable sniper. So yeah, I think this is the Beretta M107. You know, I don't know a lot about these weapons. I do know that it probably wouldn't be as easy for me to go ooh, wave it all around with one hand. Um, so let's try and set it up here. We got well, first of all, we got our bipod at the front, so if we can click that down, we'll set it down in a minute. Actually, no, we'll not do that just yet. We'll maybe get the rest of it set up first. We got well, we got a suppressor of some kind here. You know, obviously to silence it, which I imagine there's lots of practical reasons for. I don't want it silenced here. I want to hear the fucking loud bang, so let's get rid of that. We got our scope here. Oh shit! I just dropped the rounds. We got our scope here, so let's go ahead and click that on. That looks about right to me. You can adjust this, you know, to you can adjust it to whatever position on this rail you want. I think we'll probably put it fairly far back. I imagine we can also flick up this side should we want to, but you know, we don't need to do that. So we'll slide this back. It's on. Let's see. There's a way for it to tell us what kind of magnification it's set to. I think it starts at standardized at 15 times magnification. Let's just grab that this little magazine, right? I mean, so we got. Oh, for Christ's sake, dropping everything. Oh, maybe is that because I'm on the ground and sometimes it doesn't detect me so well? Maybe. So we got our magazine here full of 50 cal rounds, which, as you can see, are massive. There's a reason here they're designed for taking out tanks and aircraft and the like. Now we could probably pop our bipod down, and we'll try and set this on this table. Hopefully, so you know we can work away with it like this. Wonder. Oh, and maybe it doesn't let you actually look down the scope until you're holding it to kind of activate it. Yeah, that's exactly the case. So we're nearly ready to go. We can go ahead and cock that here. Hey, cock. And we can put it on to whatever mode we want. So I imagine that's safety on. That's probably semi-auto, and that's full auto. Let's go with semi-auto. Let's have a look down the scope and see what we can see. So there we go. There's a melon at 100 meters. Let's try and take that guy out. That's immensely satisfying. I can still hear that shot reverberating around. And this does feel cool. I mean, I do feel like I'm, apart from the gown and the tea and the very comfortable house and everything else, apart from everything, I feel like I'm actually in a sniper range. So we're working our way up towards, you know, a quarter of a click here. Did you like that I said click? Like I'm actually a military dude. Kilometer to us civilians. I'd hold my breath. Oh shit, messed up. Ah, missed again. Hey, well, you know what? Maybe that's a good time for us to try and fiddle with the magnification here. So 26 times. Let's try that and see how we're doing. Oh, that's a little confusing. Oh, okay, so that's a lot different. Quite difficult to steady this. It's quite difficult even seeing it. Oh, so close. I'm getting frustrated. Oh, I'm getting a very sore back doing this actually. Which is interesting. I mean, these games, they're very sedate and not a lot happens. But there's a kind of physicality to them. I'm also conscious of the fact that my dressing gown is slowly opening. Not to be too sexy. It's the least sexy image in the world. Be on my knees in my office and dressing gown slowly opening. I'm just going to check that, no, the window is definitely closed. Although we got some, I didn't want the neighbours to see you know, anything flapping in the breeze that shouldn't be. But I do have some neighbour news. The horn went off again this morning. If you saw one of my previous videos, I was kind of giving off about the neighbours, somebody coming to pick their child up in the morning, and they honked the horn really like long and loud. And then I thought afterwards maybe it was just me being a dick. They did it again this morning. They do it every morning. It was so fucking loud. I mean, it was so loud. I was walking through the house. I was in the kitchen or whatever, and it made me jump. And it's just insane. So, hey, you know what? If you got some advice for how I can deal with the horn neighbors, just let me know. And you know, maybe that advice is for me to just shut the fuck up and you know, accept that it's just a horn being stupid. Let's try and at least hit the one with the quarter click. Oh my god! Hey, I got it! I got it. Okay. So hey, you know what? I'm going to stop it for now. Maybe we can play more of this mode again. I just wanted to show you one thing real quick. I realised that... let's just get rid of this. Do I have to click that off? So, yeah. I hadn't showed you any revolvers in the game yet. I was mucking around last night with this here guy. Like it's like a 357 Sector Effector. I don't know what that refers to. But it's really cool. You know, if you're a fan of the Dirty Harry movies, you'll know that he favors the 44 Magnum, which is, you know, it's one of those guns that's co-opted into pop culture. But in, is it The Enforcer, I think, is the movie I'm thinking of. His female partner, who, you know, spoilers, doesn't last long, like many of Dirty Harry's partners. She's talking to him about, I think about, you know, his gun compensating for something. His dick, you know. I think, in case you didn't get that. I think that's what she's kind of talking about. But then he goes off on just like, he just goes off on one about different kinds of pistols and, you know, how he thinks it's irresponsible for a cop to carry something like a 2.2 that would, you know, bounce off a windscreen or whatever. But he does reference the 357, and he thinks it's a fantastic firearm, as do I. Before we start loading it up here, let's just have a look at this. What I love is that it's in stainless steel, and you can see little sort of finger smudges and marks on it where you would be where your hands would most often be when you're popping out your empty casings or clicking it back in. I think that's very cool. I don't really know how well. I mean, this is designed for VR. This game. I don't know how well it captures it on the screen. When you tilt it, you see the light kind of glinting and catching each corner and everything. Really, really cool. Again, we got a rail on top, so we could put on whenever we want. I don't really have any need to. So let's see. Hey, you know what? Let's just let's bring it down here. You know, I'm going to talk about it a bit more. I like that you can kind of grab the wheel and spin it around and everything. Like a cowboy, I can carefully click it back in, or I can do this. It's a double action revolver, as most revolvers now are. Obviously, in the earlier revolvers, they would have been single action, where between each shot you would have had to manually cock the hammer between each shot. This is double action, meaning that you can just simply pull the trigger and it'll rotate around. When you do cock it, it'll pull the trigger back slightly, so it'll be a little more sensitive and like a hair trigger. We got here our speed loader, which has, I think it's 7 rounds. This takes 1, 2, 3, 4. It does 7 rounds in 357, and we can pop that in. These are, you know, Dirty Harry again would carry, I think, 3 or 4 of these just for quick loading. You can load it one at a time, but hey, what's the point when you got the speed loader? So let's cock it, and let's. Well, there's a melon right there. Let's see if we can take it out from up here. Just missed. There we go. That's immensely good fun. Let's pop down here, and I think they got some bottles on these crates. That made my legs feel a bit wibbly jumping down off that. So let's see what we can do. I absolutely did not expect that to happen. All the way to the end of the video. Yeah, it's a pretty fucking powerful handgun. I'll see you guys later.